Dear students, now let us look at a few word forms. I have selected a few sentences from the text and I have extrapolated those sentences. I mean, extended those sentences with my own sentences so that the highlighted word could be used in its different forms. Here I am referring to the parts of speech. You know, a word may be used in its different forms, like its verb form, adjective form, adverb form, or noun form, depending upon the context. So, shall we start? The first sentence. Then imagine both at once. It is difficult, but you need to be highly imaginative to do it. Here, the word imagine is used in its verb form, whereas the adjective form here is imaginative. Please be very careful, children. Here, depending upon the context, the adjective form of imagine is imaginative and not imaginary. Here, imaginative means possessing the capacity to imagine. Second sentence. He is very modest, and this modesty won the hearts of millions all over the world. The word modest is used in its adjective form, whereas modesty is the noun form of modest. The third sentence. His disability came without any medical explanation, and the doctors found it hard to explain the same to Nick's parents. Here, the word explanation is in its noun form, whereas its verb form is explain. The fourth sentence. It was so hard for them, but right from the start, they did their best to make me independent, so that I could live independently, and I slowly began to enjoy this independence. The first word, that is the highlighted word in yellow, independent, is in its adjective form, whereas independently is its adverb form since it is qualifying the verb live, and independence is its noun form. Fifth one. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, and this deep depression caused me to think about suicide. Here, deeply is an adverb, whereas deep is an adjective. Sixth one. At age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful, and from then he believed that luck would favor him. Here, the word luckily is in its adverb form, whereas the word luck is in its noun form. The seventh sentence. I decided to be thankful for what I do have, not get angry about what I don't, because I realized that reacting angrily to every situation leads to misery, and anger is the root cause of all evil. The first word, angry, is in its adjective form, whereas angrily is its adverb form, and anger is its noun form. So, I think you have understood, depending upon the demand of the context, you need to use that particular form of the word. Dear students, now let us answer a few questions. I have chosen one of each type of question from your text. Some are direct in the sense you can find the answer to these questions in the paragraph or passage, and some demand your opinion. So, shall we start? The first question. I call it my chicken drumstick, joke Nick. What does it refer to? How does it help him? The answer for this question can be found in the first part of your text. I want you to find it. You need to write it in your own words. So, how should the answer be? It refers to the small foot on his left hip, which helps him balance and enables him to kick. He uses his one foot to type, write with a pen, and pick things up between his toes. The second question. His parents decided not to send him to a special school. Was Nick happy about his parents' decision? Why or why not? What do you think about this decision? Dear children, the answer for the first part of the question can be found in the passage, whereas the second part demands your opinion. So, how should the answer be? Let's see in detail. Yes, Nick was happy with the decision because he himself says or admits that it was the best decision they could have made for him. Now, dear students, till here you can find the answer in the passage. The following part of the question asks your opinion about the decision. You may or may not like the decision of Nick's parents, but remember that you need to justify your opinion. I personally like the decision, so my answer would be here the opinion is highlighted in yellow. Yes, I support the decision of his parents because if they had sent Nick to special school, Nick probably would have developed the feeling that he was handicapped and would not have become mentally tough. The third question. Which incident in this text is funny or do you find funny? What makes it funny? Now, the answer for this question can also be found in the text or the passage. It is mentioned in the last part of the passage. So, how should you begin your answer? The incident where Nick does a 360-degree spin on his car seat to freak out the girl at the traffic lights is very funny. Now, here comes the reason. Because the girl's reaction after the spin makes it funny. Now, if you remember the text or if you remember the incident, when Nick does the 360-degree spin, the girl speeds off very quickly. She is very afraid and so she speeds off very quickly. You need to mention the reason as well. The fourth question. What do you learn from the life of Nick Vujicic? Now, this can be answered with the help of the information given in the last part of the passage and with your own opinion as well. Now, how should the answer begin? The answer should begin like this. From the life of Nick, I have learned from the life of Nick that pride and shame comes from our behavior. We respect people and people respect us for our skills, behavior and qualities. Disability was never a problem or hindrance, obstacle. Instead of problem, you can use hindrance or obstacle if you feel that you are comfortable with these words. Or if you feel these two words are a little complex, then you can use the simple word problem for Nick. He was happy with what he had and became an inspiration to others. If you observe the highlighted part in blue, is my opinion, whereas the initial part can be found in the text. In this way, the answers have to be written. Please do try to answer the other questions given in your textbook. Hope you have understood the lesson. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you in my next class. Bye.